9-2 homework with me, Miss Billman. We're going to start with number 1, but what integer represents the origin of a number line? You should have heard this. This is like that middle. That's 0. It's always good to use that word origin in your own vocabulary. Suppose a point is located 12 unit lengths below the origin of the vertical number line. What integer represents this point? So I already know it's negative 12, and I'm going to draw a vertical number line. Clearly this isn't to scale, but I'm going to label it with positives and negatives. Now, when I have a horizontal number line, kind of drawn wonky, the left is negative and the right is positive. If it's below the origin, it is negative on a vertical. Now, on a horizontal number line, a point is located at negative 15. Describe the distance. So now I'm going to be using distance in direction. Now, you can read my answer, or I can just tell you what I'm thinking. So the point 15, this was positive. It is 15 unit lengths away in distance from the origin, from the center. So that's 15 on the right side. If it was negative, it would go to the left. The directions are important because we're going to get to coordinate plane, and it's going to be the same way, where there's positive and negative. Negative to the left or below on a vertical, or positive to the right or above on the vertical. What do the loops on the number line show? So those loops, and if you notice, it goes from 0 to 1. So I can't automatically say, well, they show all the numbers 1 through 100. Well, they're not. The loops, they are showing like that distance from the origin to 1. We would call that unit length. So how do the arrows for positive 1 and negative 1 show both distance and direction? So those arrows, they're really pointing me in the direction of where the positive numbers would be and the negative numbers would be. That's what's really handy about drawing a number line out, even when it's vertical. You may not always use a vertical number line, and you may not have seen a vertical number line before now, but that's okay because you're going to be an expert at this. So when it shows the direction, it's like pointing up. When it shows the distance, it's showing us, okay, from this point, so the origin, from the origin to this number, it is positive 1 or it's negative 1. The nice part is these ones are really even. The ones that I drew above, they're definitely not to scale, but I for sure tried to just, visualize what these things look like. Are positive 1 and negative 1 opposite integers? Explain. Oh, this one's tricky. Now, when something is opposite, that means they have the same distance from 0. So yes, positive 1 and negative 1 are indeed opposite integers. Positive 1 is, 1 hop away from the origin. Negative 1, even though it's below or it's to the left, depending if you're looking at a horizontal one, it's still only 1 hop away from the origin, just in a different direction. I find myself drawing out a number line just in case to visualize my thinking. But that's what I do. You don't have to do what I do. I feel most comfortable being able to visualize. So on the number line below, draw a point at each tick mark and label each point with an integer. So I can label these for sure. Starting with 0 to the right, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm so convinced that my handwriting was not made for this. I'm going back through and adding plus. These are all positive numbers. They are to the right of a number line. If this was vertical, they would be above. For the other side, these are negative, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, so on and so forth until negative 10. I hope this helps you with your homework.